Hi, Jonathan. So good to see you. Happy morning.
Oh yes.
Fantastic. We have Natalie joining us as well. This is so
Hi.
good. How are you both feeling this morning? Or I guess our folks might be here in the evening as well, but your perspective, it's the morning.
Alive. Pumped.
Just
You're
came from a class, so ready to have a little break.
You just had class, Natalie. Okay, exciting. So your trooper already had to do the full class experience. Perfect. And last but not least, we've got Ishan with us too this morning. How are you, Ishan?
Good morning. I'm doing good.
Perfect. Ishan's actually in Calgary for those of our folks who are from different parts of the country or abroad. So everybody's in a little bit of a different time zone with us. Perfect. So let's get started with our panelists. We're going to start with an introduction because that's the best way to start any panel discussion. Let's go with Jonathan to introduce themselves and, of course, highlight the amazing scholarships that they've gotten in the past few years. So, Jonathan, to you.
Sure. So my name's Jonathan. You can call me Johnny. I'm in my third year of chemical and bioengineering, and some of the scholarships that I won were the President's Award, the Talvi Family Scholarship, as well as the undergraduate research scholarship.
Perfect. I'm amongst some of the coolest Mackin students today, so I'm honored to be leading this session. Natalie, we'll go over to you next.
Sure. So my name's Natalie. I'm in my third year electrical engineering with co-op, and I guess back in the day now, I had won the Dean's Excellence Award and then also the Undergraduate Summer Research Award.
Amazing. Perfect. Thank you so much, Natalie. And you're right. It's been a few years. Not that anybody's old here today. So we're excited that you can share, how much you'd advanced since the scholarship. Perfect. And last but not least, over to Ishan.
Hi, I'm Ishan, and I'm in my second year of iBiomed and Mechatronics Engineering, and I won the SHAD Alumni Entrance Award, as well as the Research Experience Award and the Dean's Entrance Award, the entrance award that comes for everyone, right?
Perfect. Yes, correct. There are some automatic awards that students get just based on the average that they have coming in. Perfect. So thank you, panelists, for joining us today. We don't have all the time, unfortunately, but you're going to be able to continue chatting with our amazing scholarship students. But my first question for our group is, and we'll start with Natalie for this question, is what did receiving your scholarship mean to you? And what impact did receiving this scholarship have on your decision to come to McMaster?
Yeah, it definitely was a big decision. And I would say that it was more the research over the money. Obviously, there's many different scenarios for everyone, but I don't want anybody to undervalue the research because you are getting a research position directly out of first year. You've mentioned at the most, or one of the most research-intensive universities, and just having that to go in, I think that is fantastic. Like, you're pretty much given it, and it gives you so much experience right out of first year. So that would probably be the reason that really pushed me to McMaster.
Awesome. So Natalie was all about that Research Experience Award. When she saw that, she was pumped and was like, this is it. I can't wait to have this experience after my first year. Perfect. Thank you so much, Natalie. Over to you, Ishan. How about you? What was that experience like receiving that scholarship?
I just want to build on what Natalie said, actually. The thing about the research position is not only do you get that research aspect, but for some of you might have been like me, you can't cook, you can't live by yourself. That research position means you have 4 months on campus without having a course load where you can figure out how to cook, how to live by yourself, and adjust to this new life before getting the thick of it in second year. So that was part of the appeal I saw in that research position also awarded for me. The other thing was McMaster was one of the only 2 universities that actually got back to me with scholarship applications. The other 2, not to be named, didn't actually mention anything. So I think part of that just meant that, hey, there's an interest here. There's something that I can actually make an impact here compared to the other 2 universities that didn't respond. So that was part of the reason why I ended up coming to Mac compared to the other 2 options, or 3 options.
Amazing. Absolutely. We wanted Ishan to join the Fireball family and the Fireball community here with us in the iBiomed program. So thank you, Ishan, as well for your experiences. And last but not least, Jonathan, over to you.
Yeah, I think mine actually builds off Natalie's and Ishan's. So I felt that like the initial research experience, it's kind of hard to get that first co-op. I'm sure, like we all know. And so it almost acts like a domino effect. Once you have like one research or one experience, like it's almost easier to get the next one, because like people see, or employers see, that you have this one research experience, or this one experience like in all. And that was really nice. At the same time, receiving these scholarships from MAC, it almost felt that like you're not just a number kind of thing. Like they really care for you as a person, because they want to see you succeed, and so they're willing to give you some extra aid. And we all know like financial matters are important to students. And so I think that was really nice from our point of view.
Perfect. I love that you're talking about the co-op piece, right? Knowing that, and I know you all touched on this, that 4 months guaranteed research opportunity translate to 4 months of co-op, which is only going to translate to future co-op opportunities, because you can speak about those experiences working with a faculty member, collaborating with other student researchers as well. So that's fantastic. Thanks, everybody. Glad to hear there's so much interest with this research award. So awesome. And this is great, because our next question is about the research award. So were you excited about your summer research position? Can you share a bit about your experience? Maybe you can touch on the professor and the lab that you worked with as well. So Ishan, we'll start off with you for this question.
Awesome. So I'm not sure about Jonathan or Natalie, but mine was online this summer, just given the circumstances. So there was a bit of a decreased value out of it compared to what it could have been in person. But I had the opportunity to work with Dr. Fong in the EngPhys lab. And given that it was virtual, I worked mostly out of a computer doing programming in Python. And our goal was to create an algorithm that could analyze a cough from a stream of audio. So the idea is you've got just someone speaking into a mic that's attached to them full time, and a physician, instead of having to diagnose them in their, say, 1 hour block, you can monitor cough activity over 24 hours. So it was a really cool premise, and I had a chance to push past what I learned in Python before. And unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to complete it to the best extent it could have been. But the poster presentation was an excellent opportunity to really summarize and reflect on what I learned, and share that with my colleagues who had the research position as well.
That's super cool, Ishan. I'm like amazed that was your experience right after only 8 months of in the iBiomed program that you had that's such an experience. And you're correct. For those who missed that piece, Ishan is just in his second year, and his research experience was impacted by COVID, but it was still so amazing to know that our students, even in that cohort, were still able to carry through with the research experience, of course, in a virtual environment, which is exciting to see. Perfect. Thank you so much, Ishan. Over to you, Jonathan. Tell us more about your summer research experience.
Yeah, for sure. So, sorry. Coming out of that cough simulator might be good for me. So coming out of my first year, I worked in Dr. Hoare's lab in chemical engineering. And so I worked on, one of my main projects was working on a smart drug delivery vehicle. And so what was really neat about that, and I guess I want to emphasize as well, is that that first co-op, like that research project itself, my team and I from that lab were able to spin it off into a startup company. And so we are kind of spearheading that right now through COVID. And so we've won some money through the Forge, and we're one of the finalists in the Synapse competition, a Hamilton-based competition. And so I guess I want to emphasize that even though you have this one co-op, like this one research position, it doesn't just stop there. Like the network and the colleagues that you meet through that one can further expand beyond that. And that was something that kind of started, I guess, my whole experience or co-op experience here at MAC. And so that's something I always appreciate from that initial research. But other than that, it was a really good experience. And yeah.
I love that, Jonathan, and I love that your research experience actually stemmed into pursuing a startup now with some of the colleagues that you did get to meet. And so we'll be seeing Jonathan in the news shortly about some breakthrough research and innovation. So keep that name. You have to add all these panelists on LinkedIn. Let's be honest, they're all superstars. Perfect. Thank you so much. And over to Natalie.
I want to touch on just like the lead up until the research. So like you'll find out that you have this. And I was very nervous about it. More like, oh, I'm just coming out of first year. Like, will I even be an asset? And also, how do I find a position? But right when we got to school, we had an information session, given all the documents, timelines, and basically I was told, we're going to find you a position. And even the professors want you. So I emailed a few people and I was like, oh my goodness, I don't even know if they want me. Every single one came back asking to meet me. And it really is about your passion and not so much technical, because to be honest, you're not going to be directly applying what you learned in math to it. You're going to have to learn, and it will be a learning curve. So the most important thing is your passion. And then I will say I was with Dr. Imadi in MARC, which is the McMaster Automotive Resource Center, which is a little bit off campus, but still connected. And I was on a industry project, actually. He had partnered with Eden, and we were kind of doing the R&D for electric airplanes. So that was really cool because you were able to directly meet with the industry partners every week. So that was just something a little different about my research experience that I wanted to talk about.
Natalie, that's so great. And I think that's a really, important message to be sharing with our future students listening today, that, finding out the announcement that you've been chosen as a scholarship winner is exciting on its own. But that lead up is the journey as well, right? It's not just about those 4 months. It's about the preparation, interviewing with the professors, taking advantage of the resources that exist, meeting your other colleagues who are in the same position as you as well. So I really appreciate that testament as well. Fantastic. So we're going to merge our last question together just because we are a bit short on time. But again, we're going to continue these conversations in our breakout room shortly. So my last question, I believe, I can't remember my order here. I think we're going to start with Jonathan for this one. Is to tell us a little bit about some of the activities you're involved in high school, how that translated to your involvement to McMaster, and last but not least, any advice you want to leave for our students listening today. So we're merging our last question into one to make sure we can give you all a wholesome experience about the scholarship process. So Jonathan, over to you for the final question.
Yeah, I guess in high school, one of the experiences that I remember in particular is in my high school, it's called a link leader. It's almost like a welcome week rep here at Mac. Someone that kind of introduces the new coming students into the whole experience. And I guess the leadership and the collaborative effort that we had from this high school experience carried forward, and kind of helped me push for, I guess, all my the positions that I have today, and helped me transition even easier, because I wanted to do more here at university, not just focus on my academics, but also explore their extracurricular activities. Bless you. And so some of the last advice I guess I have for the students that are listening, I guess just be yourself. Like Patricia was saying before, especially in your application, they don't want cookie cutter answers or what you think they want. They want to see who you are, and that's something that I also really appreciate about Mac. They want to see you express yourself.
Perfect. Beautiful advice. Thank you, Jonathan. Over to Natalie for her final words on her experiences and some advice.
Yeah, so one of the big things that I'm involved in is EcoCar, which is an advanced vehicle technology team. And my school in high school did not have a first robotics team or pretty much any technical team. So if anybody else is in that spot, do not let that deter you from any technical teams at McMaster. I was more involved in the event planning and committees, which also translated at McMaster. I'm part of Engine Bastards, which has allowed me to be here today, but also our Electrical and Computer Engineering Society. So that more translated, but in terms of technical, I had nothing. So please don't let that deter you. And then, just piggybacking off of what Jonathan said for advice, this is obviously a very stressful time, and you might feel the pressure to put an answer that will set you apart or that what they're looking for. But try not to let that determine the answer you make. Make kind of take it and I would step back. I wouldn't try and like sit down and do it all at once. Kind of make it your own question. Don't force it into something that you're not passionate about writing.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Natalie. So great to see how involved you are in your time at McMaster so far as well. Perfect. And last but not least, Ishan for his final words.
So in high school, I was involved with First, and I was the team captain at one point. So I really built up some of that leadership experience. But as of right now, I'm still kind of bouncing around looking for a club I'm trying to like lock in and take with me to my last year that I can really get something out of. But the Eng Ambassadors has been something that I've been really consistent with over the past year and a half. And I think part of that was because of my idea that leadership experience I picked up and that desire to kind of get more involved and be able to interact with other people and share what I have completed so far. So that's kind of what I've got so far, but there's so much more that I'm looking to apply for, and there's nothing holding you back really, except for how much you can commit time. So really the world's your oyster. In terms of the advice I would give, Jonathan and Natalie gave really good advice, and take that and apply that to the supplementary application too. You're on the clock, you've got 30 minutes, be yourself. Don't try to come up with those cookie cutter answers for the supplementary application too. In those 2 minutes that camera is turned on to you, I'm not sure if the times have changed, just be yourself in that moment. For the scholarship application, don't leave it for the last day. I know this is one of the most cliche things, but if it comes to it, literally force yourself to do like a paragraph a day, as long as it's not on the last day, because you'd be surprised how much different the quality is if you put it on the last day or if you do it like 3 to 4 days or even a week before.
Perfect. This is golden advice from our team of panelists this morning. And for those who are in a different time zone, thank you for joining us. We're going to conclude our panel discussion right here, unfortunately, but a virtual round of applause to our amazing panelists. And the conversations don't stop now. If you haven't already, join into the student lounge. We have 3 different breakout rooms to connect with many students, or join myself and the rest of the recruitment office to talk about your application, any other technical questions that you may have. So on that note, thank you so much, everybody, for joining us. And please continue those conversations. And we look forward to reading all your incredible applications. Thank you. Thank you. Bye, everybody.
Thank you.